Today's plant of the day is called Polypodium glycyrrhizae. This is our native licorice fern. I don't know how many of you are aware that this is something you can taste. Very nice form to it. It does go dormant in the hottest, driest parts of the year. Often will be found growing on the sides of rocks, mossy rocks, bluffs. It's not very fond of like moisture retentive soil or that kind of thing. It likes to have good drainage. And it can grow in full sun, but like I said, it can also go dormant if it's too hot or dry. The rhizomes are the part that gives it its name, the licorice, or glycyrrhizae, which is like sweet root. That's what that means. So these are the rhizomes here. And when I was growing up on Quadra Island, we would take a little piece of this. This is an old rhizome, but if you can find a younger rhizome, like I'm going to try and pull a piece out here and underneath. It should be green in order to be a little bit more tasty and a little bit more tender. If it's brown like this, it's going to be really bitter. But if you get a little piece, let's see if I can find a good piece in here somewhere that's not super old. I'll break a piece off here. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to just get out of the sun here so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, so it's got this like fur. Hang on. There we go. It's got this fur all over the rhizome. So you can rub that off. And I would not recommend necessarily chewing it. But if you put that green part on the tip of your tongue, the oils from the root will coat your tongue and it tastes like black licorice. It is very, very tasty, but do not have a lot of it because it'll just end up really, really overwhelming and it can get quite bitter after a little while. But I'm just going to turn the camera around here and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, I don't mind the fur on my tongue. I mean, I don't like furry tongues, but you know, like, anyway. So just a tiny little bit like that. And it's really, really sweet. Earthy too, because it's out of the soil. But it tastes like black licorice and it's very, very pleasant. So what we used to do is just carry around a little piece of root like this and just kind of touch it to our tongues as we were like hiking or whatever as kids. My stepdad was kind of a, I guess you'd call him like a mountain man kind of person. He was part First Nations and taught us some really cool things actually about foraging and what kinds of things you could eat and how you could eat them, and little snacky things, right? Things that were tasty and things like maple flowers in the spring and licorice root. Yeah. Anyway. So that Polypodium, what was it now? Glycyrrhizae, licorice fern, our native, which is really cool. So you can grow a native in our garden, in your garden, if you have like a rock garden in the part shade. So that's the plant of the day.